It was a bright and sunny morning at Mossy Bottom Farm. The farm was alive with the sound of chirping birds and rustling leaves. Shaun, ever the curious and mischievous sheep, was already up to his usual antics. While the rest of the flock were content munching on grass, Shaun was busy devising a plan for a new adventure. Today is too perfect to waste, Shaun thought, his eyes gleaming with excitement. Shaun hopped onto the haystack and scanned the farmyard. His gaze landed on Bitzer, the farm's ever-diligent sheepdog, who was napping under the old oak tree. Shaun smirked. With Bitzer asleep, it was the perfect opportunity for mischief. As Shaun wandered around, he spotted a shiny object poking out from behind the barn. He trotted over to investigate, with Timmy, the smallest lamb, following close behind. It was a curious-looking contraption with wheels and a strange lever. "What's this?" Shaun wondered aloud. The flock soon gathered around, each sheep ba-ing with curiosity. Shaun yanked the lever, and to everyone's surprise, the contraption sputtered to life. It was an old go-kart, left behind by the farmer years ago. Shaun's mind raced with possibilities. This could be the most fun we've had in ages. Shaun quickly got to work fixing up the go-kart. Using spare parts from the barn, some string, and a lot of creativity, he transformed it into a sheep-powered racing machine. The flock was thrilled. Even Bitzer, who had finally woken up, couldn't help but be intrigued. Shaun organized a race around the farm. The sheep lined up eagerly, with Timmy as the official flag waver. As the race began, Shaun took the lead, his wool flapping in the wind as the go-kart sped along the dirt path. But the other sheep weren't far behind. Shirley, the largest sheep, had somehow managed to squeeze into her own cart, and her sheer weight made her cart zoom downhill at breakneck speed. Chaos ensued as the sheep raced through the fields, narrowly avoiding the farmer's laundry line and a pile of pumpkins. Bitzer, trying to maintain order, ended up being pulled along in a cart of his own, much to his dismay. The race reached its climax when the go-karts approached the farm's pond. Shaun, determined to win, pulled off an impressive jump over the water, landing with a splash on the other side. The rest of the sheep followed suit, though not as gracefully. Shirley's cart belly flopped into the pond, sending water everywhere. When the dust and water finally settled, Shaun emerged victorious, with Timmy cheering loudly. As the sheep lounged in the barn, recounting the race and laughing over Shirley's dramatic pond landing, a mysterious rumble echoed through the air. Shaun's ears perked up. At first, he thought it might be the tractor, but this sound was deeper, closer, and more ominous. "Bah," Timmy asked, looking up at Shaun with wide eyes. Shaun gestured for everyone to stay quiet and crept out of the barn, Bitzer reluctantly following. The source of the noise became clear as they reached the edge of the farm. A massive delivery truck was parked near the gate, its back door slightly ajar. Inside, Shaun could see crates stacked high with unknown items. The farmer, scratching his head in confusion, was talking to the delivery driver. Shaun couldn't resist his curiosity. What could be in those crates, he wondered. Under the cover of dusk, Shaun and the flock snuck toward the truck. Timmy, being the smallest, managed to squeeze into the truck first and with a quiet baa signaled for the others to follow. Inside, they found an assortment of strange gadgets, boxes labeled "Do Not Open," and most intriguing of all, a large robot. The robot was sleek and shiny, with long arms and wheels instead of feet. It looked both fascinating and a little frightening. Shaun couldn't help himself. He pressed a large green button on the robot's chest. With a whir and a click, the robot sprang to life. Its eyes glowed, and it spoke in a cheerful yet robotic voice. "Greetings. I am FarmBot 3000, designed to assist with all farming needs." The sheep exchanged uneasy glances. A robot on the farm? This could either be a great help or a big problem. The next morning, the farmer officially introduced FarmBot to the animals. It demonstrated its capabilities by herding the sheep, collecting eggs, and even milking the cows, all with remarkable precision. But while the farmer was delighted, the sheep were less impressed. Bah! Shaun grumbled, crossing his arms. FarmBot's perfect efficiency meant less freedom for mischief. It herded them into the pasture with no chance to wander off or play. Even Bitzer seemed a little annoyed as the robot began taking over his duties. Determined to reclaim their fun, Shaun devised a plan to outsmart the FarmBot. If the robot was going to try to run the farm, the sheep would make sure it didn't go as smoothly as planned. Shaun rallied the flock and assigned roles. Shirley would block the robot's path by accidentally sitting in front of it. Timmy and the smaller sheep would sneak into the barn and rearrange its tools. Meanwhile, Shaun would distract the farmer so he wouldn't notice the chaos. The plan began flawlessly. Shirley plopped herself in the middle of the yard, causing FarmBot to beep in confusion as it tried to navigate around her. Meanwhile, Timmy and his team switched the labels on the robot's crates, leading it to attempt milking a wheelbarrow instead of a cow. Shaun played his part by helping the farmer in the vegetable garden, strategically knocking over buckets and scattering seeds to keep him occupied. By the end of the day, FarmBot was a mess. It had hay stuck in its gears, mud splattered on its shiny frame, and an egg carton balanced precariously on its head. The farmer scratched his head, puzzled as to why the robot wasn't performing as advertised. Despite their antics, Shaun realized FarmBot wasn't so bad after all. That evening, as the flock rested under the stars, Shaun approached the robot, which had powered down in the corner of the barn. He pressed its green button again, and it blinked to life. "Hello, friend," FarmBot said, its voice slightly more hesitant after the day's adventures. The flock cheered as Shaun's rocket-powered hay cart zipped across the field. FarmBot, now an honorary member of the gang, beeped enthusiastically from its perch on the cart. Even Shirley, clutching tightly to her spot in the back, was thrilled despite the bumpy ride. But as Shaun tugged on the makeshift brake, a piece of string attached to a rusty lever, he quickly realized something was wrong. The cart didn't slow down. Instead, it sped up, the rocket engine roaring louder as it shot toward the farm gate. "Bah!" Shaun yelled, waving his hooves frantically. The flock screamed in unison as the cart smashed through the gate, sending splinters flying. Bitzer, chasing after them with his clipboard, could only bark helplessly as the cart careened toward the woods beyond the farm. For the first time in their lives, the sheep found themselves in the dark, mysterious forest that bordered the farm. The rocket-powered cart finally ran out of fuel, sputtering to a stop next to an ancient stone well. Shaun and the others tumbled out of the cart in a pile of wool and robot parts. Timmy, always curious, wandered over to the well and peered inside. He bleated excitedly, drawing everyone's attention. Shaun joined him and saw something glinting at the bottom of the well, something shiny and gold. "Bah!" Shaun exclaimed, pointing down. Could it be treasure? FarmBot scanned the well with its infrared sensors. Object detected. Gold coin. Estimated value. Priceless. The flock gasped. Treasure hunting wasn't something they had planned, but Shaun's adventurous spirit quickly took over. They had to retrieve it. Using FarmBot's extendable arms, Shaun and the flock rigged a pulley system to lower Timmy into the well. With Shirley anchoring the rope, Shaun carefully guided the little lamb downward. Timmy emerged moments later holding not one but several gold coins. The discovery set the flock into a frenzy. If there were coins in the well, what else might be hidden in the woods? Fueled by excitement, they began exploring. As the flock wandered deeper into the woods, FarmBot's sensors detected something unusual, a hidden cave covered by thick vines. Shaun and the others worked together to clear the entrance. Inside, They found walls adorned with strange carvings of animals and symbols. In the center of the cave was a dusty chest. Shaun, heart pounding, opened it to reveal an assortment of odd trinkets, a crown, a goblet, and a map. The map depicted the surrounding area, with a mysterious X marked near the far end of the woods. "Bah!" Shaun exclaimed, holding up the map for everyone to see. It was clear what they had to do next: follow the map and find out what the X marked. As they ventured further into the forest, the group encountered challenges. First, a rickety bridge over a bubbling stream threatened to collapse under Shirley's weight. Farmbot solved this by extending its arms to stabilize the bridge, allowing everyone to cross safely. Then, they encountered a group of mischievous crows that swooped down, trying to snatch the map from Shaun.